So you want to tap into your intuition. Maybe you've gone through mental or exercise burnout and are trying to reconnect with your body again. Well, today I'm going to be showing you how I tap into my intuition in exercise, diet, and my lifestyle. But to start, what is intuition? Intuition is just knowing something without consciously needing to think about it. It's being able to use your instincts to direct yourself. So intuitive eating is really just knowing what you feel like eating. And even though this should be the norm, it seems so hard recently in a society that's filled with junk food and fad diets and people scaring you into thinking that protein or carbs are bad for you, or a specific food type is evil and is going to make you fat. But none of that bad energy here. No foods are bad, and the goal is to get to the point of balance where our body just has that feeling that it knows what it wants to eat and how it needs to fuel itself. Today I was feeling like something green and fresh, so I made this salad. One tip I have to start tuning into your intuitive eating is trying to be present with your food. Don't just inhale it, which obviously is quite easy some days, but try to check in with how you're feeling as you go throughout your meal. And this is something that you'll definitely need to practice, so try not to be hard on yourself if you forget about it the first few times. It took me a while to really get conscious and checked in with my food when I was eating it. I also like to check in with how my food actually makes me feel in the hours after my meal. Did I feel good and constantly energetic, or did my energy kind of spike and then crash? And these are things I just like to keep in mind and then connect back with the food for in the future. So, a little bit of a break time. Have some breakfast, which is gonna be classic. Protein oats, but we couldn't do overnight because I didn't do it last night. So we're gonna do warm, which is actually perfect because it's raining outside and it's a little bit chilly, which I'm kind of loving because I'm in like my sweater, getting all warm. It's cozy. I just came from like 90 degrees. So it's a fun change in weather. So warm oatmeal will be fun and I'm gonna show you how I make it. It's ridiculously simple though. Oats in the bowl. The directions suggests a 1-to-1 ratio, so 1 part oatmeal, 1 part water. Guys, I just eyeball it. And then add your protein powder of choice. This one tastes like chocolate, so I'm just gonna add it. We add water and microwave. Voila, and that's breakfast. But I try to tap into my intuition in other areas of my life too.
I keep hearing the parrotfish down there, they like crack the rocks.
It's good to work hard, but we also have to remember to play and relax hard as well. And after finishing my graduate thesis, I spent a few days in the Keys to practice playing.
Wow, yum.
Or I guess hardcore relaxing, you might say. Before I had a big move out of Miami. In the final weeks of my program, I started feeling like I needed to relax. Even though I was busy throughout my day, I just started to feel more tired and less motivated and like I was in desperate need of me time. I was burning the candle a little bit too much. And it's crazy how much stress affects our mental and physical health. So if you feel like you're overwhelmed constantly, like your workouts have started to plateau, like you're just constantly tired and you need to rely on caffeine to function, then it might be time to have a mini vacation or hit the reset button just for a few days and see how you feel after.
Emily Victoria Honors.
But let's talk about intuitive workouts. Good morning, friends. We've got lots to update on. I'm currently in an Airbnb. This past week has been crazy. Please don't mind my morning voice. I woke up about 15 minutes ago. In the past week, I have graduated. My parents visited. Then I moved out of the apartment that I had lived in for 2 years, moved out of Miami, and now I'm traveling up the East Coast of the United States in order to get back to New York, where my family lives, for my sister's graduation. Today is day 2 of this beautiful Airbnb we're staying at. Somehow we snagged a really good deal. But since I'm in an Airbnb in the middle of the woods, I thought it would be a great opportunity to show you guys a calisthenics workout that requires no equipment at all. It's gonna be a full body workout. We've been on this Airbnb for 2 days now, so today's the 2nd day, and it's been really, really nice to have a stove that I can cook at and a kitchen. It's really nice. We have 1 more day and then we continue to try. But let's go get ready for the workout. A big misconception about intuitive exercise is that it's light or easy movement, but that isn't necessarily true. Intuitive exercise is just being able to sense what your body needs for movement that day. And some days my body feels well rested and has energy when I wake up, so I have an intense workout or a strength-based workout that's more calisthenics oriented. And other days my body feels a little bit more tired, a little more sore, and I just know it's time to embrace an easy handstand workout or a walk or a lighter mobility-based calisthenics session. Now, it's really important to note that if your sleep schedule is messed up or you're constantly not getting enough sleep or your sleep is inconsistent, It's going to be a lot harder to tap into this intuitive exercise because the lack of sleep is going to throw off your body's sense of how you're actually feeling and how your energy levels are. Not that intuitive exercise is impossible with poor sleep hygiene. I know I've had more than my fair share of messed up sleep before, especially during school, but I'd highly recommend checking in on your sleep schedule before trying to really hammer down and refine your exercise routine, because that's really a fundamental we should all try to master. And when I started to tap into intuitive movement while healing from my gym burnout, I remember I slept so much at first, like my body was trying to catch up from years of lost rest. I also focused on being more strict about implementing rest days in my workout routine. And after a while, once my body knew that it would be getting a rest day for sure, I started to feel a bit more energetic, my workouts began to feel more like play, and I simply felt stronger and healthier and had more energy throughout the day. Fast forward to today, I've been able to build strength, endurance, and enjoy my training sessions with calisthenics in the gym too. And tapping into that intuitive movement this week meant connecting with play and knowing exactly what my body needed, which was a sprint workout for a little bit of a high energy day, a calisthenics workout, and some handstand play sessions.
That was the longest you've ever... Jensen always does handstands, and somehow I never see them, but we got it. We saw them and got them on camera. Very exciting.
And one beautiful thing about intuitive movement is some days you don't need to work out at all. You just need to take a walk, do some stretching, go hiking, or do absolutely nothing and just watch Netflix. And that is okay. Contrary to popular belief, it is not always best to be in the season of grind, and a lot of times rest is more important, especially when you're recovering from burnout or a very intense and stressful period of your life.
So we just filmed like 5 rounds of sprints and did not film it.
And we won them all.
Yeah, I lost all of them. Jensen won all of them, but now I'm warmed up, so we have a better shot of me catching him. Plus, he's probably fatigued a little bit. Thoughts?
Yeah.
Fatigued. I had a bug right before we ran.
Loving this robe. Absolutely loving it. I do feel like skincare routine is a bit of a me time activity. When I really take time to do my morning routine and my evening routine, I feel so good. It just makes me feel ready for the day. So even on busy days, I try to remember to do it, because it's like at the end of the day that I'll be like, oh man, I probably could have taken 5 minutes to get ready. And since I have so much time right now too, considering I'm in the middle of the woods for 2 days, it's a perfect opportunity for me to actually take time to do things for myself. And the cool thing is, I know that there's no one out here, so I'm obviously not putting on makeup for anyone else. It's to make myself feel good. It's kind of like a hype up thing. Just makes me feel like I'm taking time to take care of myself. Plus, it's kind of fun sometimes. By the way, since I'm transitioning from a humid AF climate, aka Miami, Florida, into the north of the US, where it's a little bit drier, my lips are a little unhappy. They've been getting drier, so I'm giving them a little bit of extra TLC right now. So if you have dry lips, what has worked really well for me, because I've had this problem like my whole life with like dry lips that like flake and crack and be so uncomfortable and painful, and it's a little bit of extra work, but it has really helped me. I like to use like a little lip scrub. You just scrub gently on your lips for like 2 minutes, and then you rinse that off, and then I like to add Vaseline or like a thicker lip gloss. So I have like a night balm lip gloss that's like thicker. It really helps trap the moisture in my lips and make them feel a little bit more hydrated throughout the day. And if I'm going out for the day, I'll use like a little SPF 35 chapstick over my Vaseline, just as an extra sun protectant. And all this takes like a little bit of extra time, but a little bit of TLC is really needed sometimes. So that is what I'm doing recently. Shall we go get ready for the day? I found that it's easier to tap into my intuition when I'm being more intentional about self-care. And maybe that's because when I think about self-care, it really just means that I'm doing activities where I'm taking care of myself and intentionally making time in the day to do things that make me happier or healthier. Self-care can look so different for each person. It could be meditating for 10 minutes each morning, taking a quiet walk in nature, working out, or doing your makeup, or reading, or even sleeping. There are so many different options, and it's really just what feels re-energizing for you. When I was recovering from burnout and trying to reconnect with my intuition, I experimented with a lot of activities to see what felt re-energizing for me. Even taking 10 minutes in the evening or morning for yourself is really better than nothing.
I think all of us need a little bit of alone time, but especially the people who resonate more with the introverted side and just enjoy being in the quiet and enjoying the peace. And that's very much me. I love a busy scene, but I also really need some pieces of quiet in my day too. Oh, you know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's coffee time. Let's go get coffee. It's been a beautiful morning. Got a little workout in. Gonna grab my coffee and then we'll get on with the day.
Okay, I have a confession to make. This Airbnb comes with so many different coffee accoutrements, and I haven't figured out how to make good coffee from any of it yet. So that is a challenge for me this summer. I'm gonna figure out how to make good coffee. But until then, I've got my store-bought cold brew. I'll update you guys on the journey, but for now, cheers.
Good morning. It's our final day before we head out on our road trip. Currently packing up the Airbnb, but before I hit the road this morning, I'm gonna do a little bit of quick stretching, make sure I get some good food, and then off we go in a car. Back to driving. Everything is like tight. I love to stretch before road trips because sitting for so long, I have so much admiration for people who just grind through it. I used to be able to do that, I think, but recently I just, I hate the long sitting. It like makes my legs sad and it makes my butt numb. So what I've started to do is like take breaks every hour or 2 hours and just walk around at a little rest stop or gas station or place near like a grocery store. And that's been really helpful for me so far. Also having food, just prepping some things, nothing crazy. Just having things that are quick to eat, easy to eat, and still gonna make me feel good as I drive for long hours on a road. Oh my gosh, I have no idea why, but my hammies are so tight today. To be fair, guys, I did take full advantage of the fact that it is rainy here because in Florida, yes, it rains, but it wasn't really rainy season when I left. It was full-blown summer weather, so I was really getting the full sunshine. The past few days here in the Smokies have been rainy, and that has been such a fun thing because I haven't had rainy weather in so long that it's been like snuggle up inside and read a book time. Love a good book. So I like normal balance poses a lot, but I really enjoy a combination of using strength and balance. And one way we could just turn this nice little quad stretch from a static stretch into like a more active mobility drill where you have to use some strength is just adding in like a little hip hinge. And now I'm forcing myself to stabilize, also work my hamstring here as I stretch my quad. It's just like a little change, but it can be fun to switch it up before road trips and such. I do feel a little bit better once I have added in a bit of strength or a bit of movement, but even just static stretching is better than doing nothing. So nothing crazy today. Wow, shrimp squat. It's time to say goodbye to this nice cabin that we've had. It was so good to us. It was so nice to have just like a little refreshing time away in nature, time with no distractions, no phone, to read books, to go out, be out in the mountains. It was just a really nice break, and I think we all need that sometimes.